Welcome back. This week we discussed the 1987 romantic comedy Roxanne, starring Daryl Hannah and Steve Martin as Charlie, also known as C.D. Bales, a take on the initials of Cyrano de Bergerac. In Roxanne, Steve Martin sports a large protuberance that is the bane of his existence. Nevertheless, he has built a career as the fire chief of the volunteer fire department in the ski town of Nelson, Washington. And similar to the play Cyrano de Bergerac that Roxanne was based on, Cyrano was leader of the Gaston Cadets. Charlie leads a gaggle of would-be firemen, including that of the mayor, played by Fred Willard, as he teaches them both the art and science of firefighting, first of which you need to aim water at the fire. In several instances, we see his men come to the rescue of a cat that has found themselves precariously trapped in a tree similar to this one. And this is a very common film trope dating all the way back to 1894, when Falling Cat shows the motion and physiological mechanics of a cat as it falls and lands safely to the ground. And this 1894 film is the first motion picture to feature a live cat. Thereafter, film tropes developed around scared trucks in trees. In Roxanne, this trope illustrates that Nelson, Washington is such a peaceful, calm, relaxing, beautiful place, like the mayor wants to show, that the only reason to have a fire department is to rescue cats. There's no real crime, emergencies, or any other reason for a fire department. So what happens is his men are left to play pool, watch TV, and wait for the next cat to accidentally ascend up a tree. In reality, should you call a fire department if your cat is stuck in a tree? The very short answer is it depends on both the fire department and the tree. But wait, there's more. For nearly 100 years, fire departments have prided themselves on being a sort of jack of all trades for their communities, providing emergency services beyond simple firefighting. At one time, they were simply a fire department. If something was on fire, you would call them, they would come. In some instances, cities had paid fire departments, meaning you didn't pay for them through your taxes, you paid for them as a homeowner or a building owner or a business owner. And guess what? If you didn't pay the fire department, your building just burned. So shortly thereafter, it was introduced as a public service. So today, fire departments are many communities' primary source of emergency services. They manage industrial and hazardous material incidences, inspect your home or business for fire code violations, educate your children on fire safety. I mean, how many times have you seen your child come home sporting a brand new fire hat and talking about different ways that we can be safe in regards to fire? And that is just the beginning. They train and prepare for the next terrorist attack, participate in active shooter drills, and practice exercises that take them beyond their initial mission of simple firefighting. Add to this the challenges of technical rescue disciplines, suspicious package attempts, water rescue, not to mention maintaining and inspecting fire hydrants. With all that, it simply does not make sense to call your fire department, volunteer or otherwise, if your cat is stuck in a tree. And while cats are typically ground-dwelling animals, they have a rather impressive set of tree tendencies and will regularly climb up tall objects to get a better vantage point, indoor or outdoor. And trees are no exception as to what they will climb. So think of it this way. Fire departments are more than happy to serve their community, but they have better things to attend to than a kitten stuck in a tree. There have been a handful of notable cat rescue attempts, and in these cases, firefighters have been accidentally electrocuted by power lines. Luckily, there are no power lines behind me, but again, it's another consideration that fire departments have to make. There are several accounts of cat rescues around the nation, the most impressive of which involved a tabby brought down safely from a 100-foot tree in Hayward, California. Firefighters in Okinawa, Japan decided the best way to deal with a feline in a 60-foot tree was to grab a chainsaw and just lop off the section the cat was clinging to. When a Tennessee woman's cat was stuck in a pine tree, firefighters gave her two options. One, they could blast the cat out with a hose or shake the tree until the cat fell out. When asked how option B was any different from the cat just falling out on their own, one firefighter answered, "Neither is real different, ma'am, just quicker." Mark DeFranco, fire chief in Southbridge, Massachusetts, said they'll decline to rescue cats if they are understaffed. Quote, "If we take a ladder truck to rescue a cat, then get a call for a heart attack, seizure, or stroke victim, how do we explain that to the victim?" End quote. A third fire official said that his department keeps it simple by having a blanket no rescuing cats from trees policy. That way first responders don't have to decide which emergency to attend to. And for the most part, if your cat does go into a tree or on a roof or another high space, call a tree removal service. That's going to be your best option because they have a more limber ladder system and it is more agile. And to quote Charlie in Roxanne, how many times have you seen a cat skeleton in a tree? Of course, if the tree itself is on fire, that's a different story altogether. So there you have it. Go ahead and thank a firefighter for all they do for our communities. Cat rescuing notwithstanding. And again, save that task to the professionals. Go ahead and put your paw on the subscribe button so you never miss any helpful hints, film history, shenanigans, or any content on this page. New episodes of the Real Relationships podcast drop like a cat in a tree every Thursday, along with episodes on this channel. We are available on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. We thank our listeners, our viewers, our supporters, and until next time, we will see you soon. Ow!